Yeah.
Yeah.
So, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to this very exclusive webinar on Amesqua Pendant 4. My name is Dr. Shafi. I'm the category manager for Amesqua. And I have with me Dr. Nura, who is helping us also to understand the science behind the product and all this stuff. So, before we start this presentation, it's very, very important that last over 18 months or more of this pandemic that we are going through in all parts of the world made us realize one very, very important fact. The priceless commodity for our body, our health, is nothing but immune system. Do you all agree with me? It's very, very, very important that we need to pump up our immune system. So now we are going to understand what are the dangers, what are the invisible dangers that are without even you noticing, but they are present in our environment and they are constantly damaging our overall health and wellness. So let's start with the main root cause. I mean, I can say not exactly root cause, but this is prevailing. It's increasing year after year. Okay, it is nothing but the environmental pollution. Whenever I say environmental pollution, everybody thinks that bad air or some kind of a pollution in the air. I am not talking about the air pollution. I am talking about environmental pollution in terms of EMFs, electromagnetic fields. So I want to ask Dr. Rao, what is this wireless thing and why we are mentioning here in this slide the tobacco of the digital age? Why we are comparing wireless technology with tobacco?
All right. Well, Dr. Shafi, you understand that tobacco, all right, smoking was once a very glamorous lifestyle. All right. It was a glamorous lifestyle and even recommended by doctors for release of stress and to calm a person down. That was what the actual use of tobacco was many, many years ago. All right. But today, in the digital era, wireless technology has become the new addiction like tobacco. That is why we refer wireless as tobacco of the digital age. And you know what? We are on it 24/7. We are constantly on wireless connections, wireless technology, 24 hours, 7 days a week. All right. So that's why this term is, it's kind of cool how they recognize the new wireless revolution as the tobacco of the digital age. All right. And going back to you. So, I mean, we can explain more to understand
Absolutely.
what is it that we have in our environment today. All
Absolutely.
right. How
So,
does, yeah,
yeah, you can actually go to the next slide. So the wireless
yeah,
technology, guys, basically consists of two parts. One is man-made. We are solely responsible for these kind of EMF generating either devices or you can say the systems. And the next one is naturally, Earth has atmospheric grid lines, which if it is invaded with EMF of any form, it can literally pose threat to our health. So the man-made EMFs, of course, we all know that TV station satellite feeds, electrical smart meters in our home, the cell phone tower transmissions, local TV station signals, radio station signals, satellites. Now the space, in our space station, we have satellites also beaming the waves, okay, which are responsible for many like TV channels, mobile phone networks, satellite networks, and everything. And Wi-Fi. Every house today have more than 3 or 4 Wi-Fi routers because you want one in bedroom, one in hall, everywhere, right? The bigger the house, the more routers you need. And of course, we are using our pocket devices like cell phone devices, all smart devices that today we are using, which are wireless. And electrical outlets, you see how these electrical lines are traveling through our homes or next to our homes. They can also cause a huge amount of electromagnetic field. And with all these things, man-made frequencies are bombarding into are actually exponentially increasing in our environment. On the other side, if you look at our Earth grid lines, if they get infected and you are sleeping on top of it, and it happens that the banker career Hartmann lines are crossing just below your bed, and it is infected with EMFs, and you get nightmares, illusions. There's so many things. Just by shifting your bed 1 or 2 feet, you will not get that that kind of thing. So these are that much infectious, or you can say that they affect your body's energy levels in that level. Yeah.
Yeah.
Back to you, Dr. Nura.
Yeah. So today, let's understand. Let's go back and look at what has actually gone with us. What have we gone throughout these years? We have gone through a wireless technology milestone. Okay, and all of this have been evolving in the age of information. There are many generations that we go through. All right from agricultural revolution, we went into the industrial revolution 1 and 2, and then we came into the scientific revolution, and today we are in something called the age of information. Okay, so if you know, as early as 1977, we had the use of personal computers. All right, the introduction of personal computers in 1997. Sorry, 1977. And then we went on. If you look at 1992, that was the first introduction to broadband use. All right, broadband was first introduced in 1992. And then it went on in 1996. From computers, you had cell phones and cell phone towers that came along with it. And then in 1998, all right, that's where the second generation started, where you had not just cell phones and cell phone towers, you also had low orbit satellites. Okay, this was introduced. And then we went on and we understood that 3G, the third generation, brought the introduction of Wi-Fi. All right, and that happened in 2001. And then all the way up to 2007, you and I were carrying smartphones. All right, after the introduction of Wi-Fi, then we had the use of smartphones. All right, today all of us carry smartphones. And then it came up to 2019, where this entire wireless revolution, all right, or we call it the Internet of Things, started to take place. We entered a revolution called the fifth generation. All right, this has started in 2019 and it's still continuing now. It's not, it's just an introductory phase that happened in 2019. It started off in the US and then Dubai, all right, South Korea, and today it's coming into all our countries. All right, 5G is the new, they call it the new infrastructure. All right, the new thing, the Internet of Everything. All
True,
right,
very true.
back to you, Dr. Shafi.
Yeah. So now, what is 5G? If you're wondering there, even in Malaysia, we all getting the messages from our service network service providers that we are upgrading to 5G very, very soon. All this kind of stuff. So understand, all this while we are using fourth generation of network. That means we have cell phone towers which are actually installed on our big towers in our cities, which are actually like a miles apart. But this fifth generation wireless communication is entirely different. They are actually so fast. I mean, this technology makes things work so fast that you can download a 10 gigabyte file in just 3.6 seconds. Against the 4G will take at least 6 minutes. That is the kind of speed you will get with 5G network. Okay, but how it is possible that you will get such a huge thunderous speed? The next slide will explain that they are going to get rid of all the cell phone towers which are there for 4G, and they replace it with small sized antennas, and they are placed every 60 meters. Okay, every 60 meters you will find these antennas placed. So obviously, if you are living in a township or in a society where currently you may only have like 10 or 12 cell phone towers in a vicinity of say 3 kilometers, you will find thousands in near future. But they are small, invisible. You can't even notice them because they are not actually big towers. Okay, and not only the cell phone towers are these small antennas. The space station currently, every country that is actually rolling out 5G, they are sending satellites which are 5G enabled. So you are also getting the 5G beams from your space directly to your homes. So you have both ground covered and also from the space you will be bombarded with these 5G frequencies. And just to understand, 5G frequencies are 100 times 100 times more effective in terms of performance and everything. And that's the reason why we are talking about IoT will be moved by 50 billion things. In the next slide, you will actually see that Internet of Things basically means what we use in our hands and in our day-to-day life, but also it includes our home appliances, industrial appliances, as well as various sectors like transportation, heavy machinery, and all this stuff. So what we are aware of IoT is only the last segment that you see on your right, bottom corner. These are monitors, our wearables, mobile phones, and iPads, and all this stuff. But what in the future you're going to see is that you can operate with your mobile phone app almost all the appliances in your home, whether it's a refrigerator, washing machine, vacuum cleaner, security systems. They're already there, right? In many countries already there. But they're going to improve to a level where your presence is not required. Everything will be monitored by maybe a third-party company or something like that. And your other systems, other areas, industries like transportation, heavy machinery, utilities, they are going to be vastly moving to 5G to automate. So literally, we are increasing Earth atmospheric EMFs with the 5G introduction. That is one thing. There is a huge amount of radiation or electromagnetic fields are going to increase. But other side also, you need to think, we are also introducing a new species called robots to coexist with us. That means we are going to coexist on this planet Earth alongside of technology or AI, or you can say robots or whatever. Okay, it's so good, right? We are hearing so much of this technology going to help us, but what is the downside of it? Let's hear it from Dr. Nura.
All right. So thank you, Dr. Shafi. This is so true. And today, this is a very important slide for us to understand. We're reflecting on ourselves. We are known to be energy beings. All right. We are known to be energy beings, and we are very sensitive to energy that comes from many things. All right. They can even energy that comes from other living beings. All right. Other people, the earth. All right. The sun, and even from modern technology. So we are sensitive to some of these things that are being emitted from modern technology. And how do we know that? All right. How do we know and recognize this sensitivity? All right. Now, before I show you the next slide, you see, we need EMF of the earth. We need electromagnetic radiation because it's very, very beneficial to us. But along the way, something has gone wrong. All right. When we as humans intervened and tried to harness this electromagnetic radiation, we made it so much stronger and we made it a part of the information technology. All right. So in this transformation, we did not take into consideration nature. All right. Or all living organisms like us, animals, plants, everything in nature. All right. When we were creating man-made electromagnetic radiation. So if you see why are we sensitive to this kind of technology, the next slide shows you why. All right. This was an experiment that was done. Okay. If you see the pictures that I'm showing you, this is known as the human biofield. This capture was taken by a very specialized device, a camera. All right. It's able to capture the human biofield. And what it is showing you today is the exposure of the human field to wireless radiation for up to 30 minutes. So if you look on the left, the picture on the left, if you look at the field, this is what you see. Now the picture on the right, after exposure to radiation for 30 minutes, can you see that the biofield has got more distortions, more disturbances around the field? So this shows us, all right, this demonstrates to us visibly that we are sensitive as living organisms to what's happening with technology. All right. And this is just 30 minutes. Some people, even in an exposure of 15 minutes, are more sensitive. All right. So this shows the dangers of what it does to our field, to our biofield. All right. Now we'll go on to explain to you about electromagnetic fields. Okay. Dr. Shafi, would you like to take the slide?
Yes, yes, yes. Before that, guys, sorry, I will mute everyone because some people are actually muting. So I'm not allowing you to unmute for a while. Okay. So Dr. Nara, you can start. Okay, guys. So if you actually look at Dr. Nara made a very, very important point that Earth has also electromagnetic field, right? So that is what actually you're looking at on your right hand side. Okay, where the visible light is there is a infrared, there's ultraviolet. This is what helpful for our body, and these are all falls in that visible spectrum, okay, which are analog and continuous waves. Whereas when you look at our artificially man-made frequencies, which are wireless technological, EMFs, they fall under radio wave spectrum, and the 4G network falls somewhere between 2 gigahertz. But 5G, just look at 5G, yeah, it is crossing 39 gigahertz. 4G is at between 2 to 5 gigahertz, whereas 5G is almost like 6-7 times higher range. And this 39 gigahertz is only the starting point. There are plans to take it up to 90 gigahertz. Okay, so because our invention can lead us to different levels, but what it brings to us is something very, very important for you to understand. It brings us a concept called rain barrel concept. So when there is a rain, when you have rain falling and there are raindrops, you want to collect it and you put a vessel. This we'd have done it in our childhood, right? The vessel can only accommodate certain amount of raindrops. Once it is full, it overflows. Exactly the same thing with our brain. You can also absorb certain amount of stress. After that, your brain gives up, and it can lead to chronic stress. And chronic stress manifestations, you all know. Okay, the next slide will show all the possible problems of chronic stress. Sleeplessness. Just ask yourself, even today, our kids cannot sleep like how you slept at 8 p.m. or 9 p.m. During your childhood. Today, the kids are awake until 10, 11, 12, sometimes even midnight, cross midnight. We have a problem with sleeplessness, and we have reduced mental and physical performance. You work for 4 hours straight, you're exhausted. Your tiredness is absolutely there. You can feel it. Yeah, and you're fatigued, you're tired very, very fast, you're low resistant to disease. This pandemic had clearly shown your age is not at all linked to your immune system. Younger people also succumb to COVID. Why? There is a clear problem with our understanding of what is required to boost our immune system. We are absolutely ignored about it. Okay, and mood fluctuations and aging factor, it accelerates aging. When you're highly stressed, you will get wrinkles very fast. You're aging, your face looks much older than what's your real age. And anxiety, depression, eating disorders, all these things what you are seeing on your slide are the results of chronic stress. And what is adding a big chunk of these stress factors are coming from what you hold in your hand. Dr. Nora will explain in the next slide.
Yes. So today, I'm going to take you on to see some of the statistics of what's really happening. What is the reality of the world today? 7 billion people and rising are using mobile phones as their main personal communication tools. All right. See, some of us out there don't just carry one mobile phone. Some of us carry two mobile phones or three mobile phones with us. And this is basically our main personal communication tool today. And what is happening to us because of this? All right, let's go further to understand. Now, this was a study that was conducted by the Environmental Health Trust. Okay, they worked with a team in Brazil to find that the amount of cell phone radiation absorption in the brain. So this is what you're looking at. They developed a new model that showed what happens to a full-grown man and a 3-year-old girl. All right, so pay very close attention to this. This is what they found out after both the full-grown man and a 3-year-old girl was exposed to a 6-minute conversation on a cell phone. All right. So they were exposed to a 6-minute conversation on a cell phone. And this is what they saw. They saw that cell phone radiation was very much absorbed by both the grown man as well as a 3-year-old girl. But they were heavily absorbed or faster absorbed by the 3-year-old girl. All right. So little children exposed to mobile phones absorb more radiation than in a full-grown adult like us. But both of them do absorb radiation. So today, I want you to reflect of what actually has happened during the pandemic of the COVID-19. Have you realized many of us have stayed home and worked? All right. Many of us have stayed home and worked. And your children are doing online schooling at home. All right. So they are also constantly exposed to wireless radiation. They are on their laptops. All right. And then even, children after schooling hours, what do? In order to shut them up, you throw an iPad at them. All right. I've seen children today very absorbed into their iPad, especially watching children's programs like Coco Melon and all of this. They are right into it. So can you imagine the hours and the amount of absorption that is hurting their brains, their brain cells, okay, because of this exposure. All right. So it's important for you to understand. And these are real life studies that have been conducted, all right, to show you. Okay. And now in 2011, the International Agency for Research on Cancer, all right, they are an agency of the World Health Organization. I'm sure all of you have heard of WHO, the World Health Organization. They went on to classify wireless radiation as group 2B. That means possibly carcinogenic, which means it can be causing cancer. Okay, so they have actually classified radiation as cancer causing. So, and this has been done as early as 2011. But today, all of us, despite all these facts that are there, some are hidden, some are taken away very quickly from our, from us actually going into it and reading more about it. But we have been still ignorant. We are still using all our devices. Yes, it's very important. But the question here today is, how can you live energized? How can you live protected in this wireless world? All right. That means as much as you enjoy technology that you need, how can you still safely protect yourself? Now for that, Dr. Shafi, would you like to continue?
Absolutely, guys. So if you want to answer this question, how to live energized in this wireless world, is it possible for you to even escape? Okay, leave everything wherever you are right now and even go to a jungle, hide there. Still, the 5G will follow you, because the 5G is going to be made available even when you are in the middle of the ocean. That means you are actually in the middle of ocean and you still can get network. That means we are talking about there is no place to escape. So you have to live here, but how you can protect it? That is where Amesqua is playing a very, very important role. And we bought the best product that can help you to boost your biofield and also to protect your body against the dangers of EMF. That product is nothing but Amesqua Pendant 4. Before we go into the product, let's watch the teaser and then we will explain you what this product is made of. what is this Chi Pendant 4, okay, and how it is different from the previous versions. Let us first understand the Chi Pendant 4. It is a wearable technology which you can wear around your neck, like how I am wearing right now. And this works with your brain, innate intelligence. Understand that who is the best doctor for you. If you want to answer this question, the best doctor for you is your own body. Not the doctor that you know, not the doctor that actually did surgery on you. The best doctor for you, it's your own body. It has got there is something called innate intelligence. All it requires is the ingredients for it to use it and also correct it. So this pendant has all those ingredients, okay, which are required by your brain in order to function optimally and reduce stress, protect your body from the environmental attacks, and so many things. So this Chi Pendant 4, the main features, it has got a chip inside that is powered by ART. Very easy to spell ART, right? ART stands for Amesqua resonance technology. The previous 3 versions, we had technologies which are actually like kind of a borrowed from the scientific community, whereas the Chi Pendant 4, we have our very own technology. It belongs to QNet. So ART belongs to QNet, Amesqua resonance technology. We will understand more what is this technology, how does it work in the next slides. But it uses this ART technology, harnesses the subtle energies, which are very, very important for our body to boost its energy levels. Okay. And also, if you look at Chi Pendant 4, there are unique designs on top of it. You can see one big octagon in the copper color, and there is a flower of life design. The design in the center on the aerospace aluminum part, it has got a unique function in our life. So this octagon and the flower of life has got additional function to our balancing various things in our life. Now the lifespan of one Chi Pendant 4 is 30 long years. It is something unbelievable, right? The previous versions are 15 years. The Chi Pendant 3 was 25 years. Now we got Chi Pendant 4, which can last up to 30 years, and you can wear it throughout 24/7. There is no restriction that male, female, pregnant woman, anybody can wear it. There is no restriction. Kids above 3 years, up to 12 years, you can actually give it 4 to 6 hours a day. So to understand more about technology, let us first start with ART. What is this ART technology? Back to you, Dr. Nara. You can explain ART.
All right. Something again I would like you to, pay very close attention to and listen. The Amesqua resonance technology, as Dr. Shafi shared, this is the first that we have introduced QNet's very own proprietary technology, and we call it ART. Now, it says that it's based on the law of resonance. Now, what do we understand by resonance? Okay. All objects, they interact with the energy of the universe, all right? That means the energy of nature, to produce certain energy field around them. Just like us, all right? We interact with nature and we have a biofield, all right? Animals have a biofield, plants have a biofield. So when two energy fields are close to each other and they communicate and modify each other, all right? Like our biofield is constantly interacting with the environment, okay? Now, this is what we call, all of this are actually happening through the law of resonance, okay? And that's the very basis, okay, that ART technology was based on for this energy interaction, okay? Now, ART is QNet's proprietary process, okay? They're programmed to resonate with and support your body's own energetic system, okay? They are designed to work with your body and for your body. So they work with and they work for, all right? So how is ART put into the Amesqua Chi Pendant 4? Now, basically, inside the Chi Pendant 4, we have something called an activated wafer. Now, in simple terms, the wafer means a chip, all right? It has a little round chip, just as how you're seeing the picture on the slide, okay? And this chip has been exposed to a powerful, subtle energy field. What do you mean by subtle energy? A very, very low emitting energy field, all right, a low emitting energy field, which is very powerful, all right. And this process, which takes over a specific period of time, all right, it goes through it for a specific period of time, converts or transforms this chip into an effective energy transmitter. Okay, so now this chip, when it's being put in, exposed to this powerful field over a certain period of time, it now becomes a energy transmitter, which means it can now effectively harness, all right, it can make subtle energies, and it can also transfer subtle energies. All right, so this is basically what the chip does. And how does it interact? Basically, it reinforces your body's own similar energies, which Dr. Shafi shared. It's your innate intelligence. All right, it improves your overall well-being. It makes us more resilient to stress. All right, and we become more resistant to any form of disease. Basically, our biofield becomes stronger, more balanced, and it protects us from any form of frequencies, harmful frequencies around in our environment. So that is what art technology in the chi pendant does to us. All right, I can see that many people are very actively drawing on our screen.
You can block the annotations. That's
Yeah.
yeah, fantastic.
Okay, and going on, again, as what we shared in the earlier slide, the Chi Pendant 4 not only comes with a chip called, which is processed using art technology, it is also designed with specific angular relationships, all right, and geometrical ratios to produce an energy balancing field in the central area inside the shape. Okay, so what do you see here? You have the flower of life. Now, the flower of life adds a specific function, which is it harmonizes and enhances positivity. All right, so it's basically working with the brain waves, all right, in your brain. And then you have the octagon. Why do we call it specific angular relationship? Because this is a perfect 135-degree octagon. All right, it's a perfect 135-degree octagon, and its main benefit is to strengthen the biofield. All right, so these are the added functions from the geometry of shapes in the Chi Pendant 4. And this is what makes the Amesqua Chi Pendant 4 very, very state of the art, very protected. I mean, it's able to protect us. All right, and we call this today the most wearable protective tech. All right, the technology that protects your biofield. Now, moving on from here, we're going to share with you some of the main benefits that you will gain from using the Amesqua Chi Pendant 4. All right.
Absolutely.
So, yeah. So,
I'll
Dr.
take
Shafi,
it.
you can share
Yes,
with them.
absolutely fine. So, guys, understand that your brain responds to sounds or frequencies, like how Dr. Nora explained about the subtle energies and all. Imagine you, interacting with the other kind of frequencies that are present in our environment. Okay, what if you are hearing the sounds, like say, for example, next to your home there is a construction happening. There are a lot of drilling happening into the ground, and there are a lot big machineries being at work. Listening to these kind of big noises or these kind of procliner sounds, you get definitely headache. You will have irritation. You cannot feel comfortable, right? But what if you imagine yourself at a place, whether it can be a rainforest or whether it can be a nature spot like maybe a beach, and you are lying down there, you're relaxing there, and you're still listening to the sounds or waves or some kind of frequencies, but they are in the nature. Okay, and those sounds make you feel rejuvenated. That's why music makes you rejuvenated, right? You're listening to soft kind of thing, or subtle energies make you feel resonated. Okay, that is what actually we are talking about here. The Chi Pendant 4, it is having a chip which delivers those subtle energies. So the benefits are very clearly stated here. It boosts your energy levels, it rebalances your overall biofield. Very important, the moment your biofield is distracted or damaged, you can fall sick very, very fast. That is your first line of defense. Your energy field, your biofield is the first line of defense. If your biofield is compromised, anything can invade your body. That's why you fall sick very fast. Even a young kid also, a person also can get fall to a virus or any kind of infection, and it can damage the body drastically. And if you look at the cheap and 4, it improves your physical performance. Now, how many of you actually like physically active, doing exercises or walking, swimming, or various kind of activities, right? When you wear the cheap and 4 and you do your, say, treadmill, you are able to do treadmill, say, 15 minutes with certain speed, and you have certain level of energy that you spend, right? Wearing a cheap and 4 and also drinking biodisk energized water, okay, these two are very, they uh, help each other also, because your body need to detox and energy flows very, very fast with the cheap and 4. So when you wear the cheap and 4 and you do the same activity the next time, after 15 minutes, you still have more energy to spend. You will have another 10 minutes to go. That is what we are talking about, improving your physical performance. In our body, the energy is hidden in the peripheral parts like arms and legs. That energy which is hidden also comes into action. And when you wear it and sleep, you get very good sleep. It promotes sleep. Understand, your brain have 5 different frequencies. One of the frequency called delta frequency, very important for it to be active when you are sleeping. Okay, and when you're traveling by aeroplanes or these pressurized compartments, people usually get jet lag, and the best way to deal with this jet lag is by wearing this pendant. You will not have jet lag. You can ask Dr. Nara, we traveled so many hours in the flight, like 16 hours flight. Right after the landing, we can directly go on stage and we can talk for next 6 hours, 4 hours. Okay,
Yes.
there is no jet lag experience at all when you're having this cheap and 4. And one more interesting thing is that you wear this pendant outside, right? So when you're traveling, especially in the airplane and all, definitely people will notice, hey, what you are wearing, because you wear it usually outside. I encourage everybody to wear it outside. It is a fantastic prospecting tool. Everybody who look at it, they will ask, hey, it looks different. What is this? You already created interest. You say that, sorry, I take care of my health, my health is very, very important to me, and this is a wellness tool. You want to know more about it? We can spend a coffee, something like that. Then you know what to do, right? Yeah. And the rest of the benefits, it boosts your immune system. It promotes brain wave coherence. Like, imagine in a football team, you need a goalkeeper, a defender, a midfield, and the strikers. Everybody is very, very important. In your brain is also, there are 5 different frequencies, and all these 5 frequencies, they need to work in tandem. They work as a team, and that coherence you will achieve with the cheaper and 4. When you wear the cheaper and 4, your brain will start adjusting the frequencies emissions, and you will achieve that optimal balance. And Dr. Nara very clearly explained about the geometrical designs and its benefit. That is what is the last but not the benefit. And the last one is positivity and creativity. Okay, nowadays, many people, because of stress, they go into depression and they get the suicidal tendencies. They have a lot of negative thinking. Whereas wearing a cheap pendant can activate the brain part in your, especially in your brain, the part which deals with creativity and positivity. That obviously, if your intent is very clear that you want to grow, you want to be positive, it will help immensely. Okay, so cheap and
Yeah.
4, guys, have got all these benefits.
Now, just adding on to what Dr. Shafi has shared, a very important point, especially today during the pandemic of the COVID-19, where the part we say that one of the benefits is to increase immunity. See, we wear the chi pendant over the heart, all right? The heart meridian is where you actually wear the chi pendant. It's basically to strengthen and balance your biofield. But our heart region is also where there is the thymus gland, all right? And you know that the thymus gland is responsible for immunity, all right? It's very responsible. It's the main organ of the immune system. So imagine why when we wear it over the heart meridian, it's very close to the thymus gland, and therefore it promotes immunity. It protects the thymus gland, all right? So this is really very important to why we accelerated the introduction of the Chi Pendant 4 during this pandemic. It's basically to help you to boost your immune system, all right, to become a protective tool during this pandemic. And that's one of the most important things that why Amesqua Chi Pendant 4 was launched. Now we're going on to talk about the application. What are the do's and don'ts of using the Chi Pendant 4? Basically, the do's are everything that you know, as you see from the time that you wake up, you can just wear it on. Today, if you're working from home, it's important that you wear it on while you're working and exposed to your computers, or even if you're going out, if you're traveling, even for children, while they're doing online school, they can wear on the Chi Pendant 4. If you're doing some gym activities, sports, whatever that you're participating in, you can constantly use the Chi Pendant 4. Now, what are the don'ts with this and why we emphasize, especially now with the Amesqua Chi Pendant 4, please do not use it when you take a shower or when you're going for a swim in a swimming pool. Now, the reasons for this is because, water, the quality of water differs in many countries. All right. They also contain a lot of hard substances. Plus, water can be, they call it hard water or soft water, and it has contaminants in it. Okay. So it is important that you do not use it during this time because it may damage the surface, the physical appearance of your pendants. All right. And especially if you're in different temperature waters. All right. Very hot water can also expand the metal, and then it may cause a physical distortion to the appearance of the pendant. And how do you actually take care of the Chi Pendant 4? Very simple. Use a cloth, a slightly damp cloth, and all you need to do is wipe the pendant with the damp cloth. All right, that's all. That's how easy it is to take care of the Chi Pendant 4. Okay, going on.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, as we spend a lot of time and also money in conducting safety and efficacy testings. Now, the reasons for why we conduct efficacy testings is to prove all that we have claimed in our benefits, how the products work on us. All right, how do we interact with this product? How does it give us those benefits? And the safety testings are to ensure that there is no further, all right, radionucleotides or anything in the ingredients that are used to produce this product. All right, and Dr. Shafi, you can continue to share on this.
Absolutely, absolutely. Guys, there is a recent study that came out from Bayan Institute in Slovenia. We will be updating everyone during VCC about that. A remarkable study on the Chi Pendant 4. Please wait another 1 or 2 weeks, maximum 10 days. We will reveal it, the study reports and everything on the Chi Pendant 4. It will be mind-blowing. Okay. Now coming to very, very important disclaimer that our product is not intended to treat or diagnose. Understand that we are in the area of wellness. We are not here as doctors to treat you with medication, treat you with various things. No, we are here to give you a product that works with your own body energy levels, and it is more of like a prevention. So if you believe in prevention better than going for treatments and cure, you are in a right place. That is why our closing statement for today's session, if you believe that prevention is better than cure, empower yourself with Chi Pendant 4. And also look out for other Amesqua products. Biodisc 3 to structurize the water. You have BioLite 3 to help with your pain. Lot of things that it can add a value in your life. And don't forget to take your edge as well, because it is internally you need the glutathione, biowater, then Chi Pendant 4. It will be a fantastic combination of products that we are going to help to push our immune system up and running. With that, thank you very much. We have finished our theory part and we can open the floor for a few questions. We can take 5 or 6 questions because of the time factor that we have. Yeah. So those who want to ask questions, you can actually raise your hand and then we'll take questions in order.
Yeah, you can raise your hand and we'll unmute you accordingly. So I think we have our first question from Samad Sawat Rajab. Okay, I'm actually asking you to unmute. Hi.
Hi.
Yeah.
Uh, Thank you for giving me such a wonderful chance to ask some questions. Actually, I
Sure.
have some doubts about which material do you have used making chip pendant? Which materials? Like, did you use any magnet system on this chip pendant?
No, the entire Amesqua chip pendant for basically the outer thing is made from stainless steel, surgical grade. And then we have an element of the wafer, which is inside the chip. It comes with special copper and also stainless steel.
Brass alloy.
Yeah, great. Yeah, so
Okay,
that's what.
and I have some doubts about which material on the chain. We have some chains now. Actually, I'm using this chip pendant. Which materials we have used on the chain? Is it also
It's
stainless steel?
stainless
Yes,
steel.
yes.
Yes,
Stainless steel
yes.
516, if I'm not mistaken.
Three one
Stain,
six stainless steel.
stainless steel 316.
Surgical.
But yeah, understand, guys, very important thing is that the chain that we are providing along with chip pendant, whether it's chip pendant 3 or chip pendant 4, it is
Okay.
a complementary from QNet.
Just an accessory.
Yeah,
Yes.
it's just an accessory. Okay.
Okay.
The main mechanism is in the pendant.
Yeah.
Okay.
For example, if you like to wear in gold, go ahead and wear it in your gold chain or any chain that you are. There is no restriction as such. You can wear it in any of the material that you like.
Okay,
Okay.
thank you. And some doubts. In Indian portal, we don't have any options to buy chip pendant. We have another countries. We are choosing now another countries like Qatar, UAE, such kinds of
You can
GCC
buy
countries
from.
we are using. But
Yes, yes,
at
yes.
present, we don't have any facility to buy chip pendant from Indian portal. Can we have
Mhm.
any option to buy?
We heard
It's
you for last couple of years, and we have done a lot of groundwork. Very soon you will hear the good news. Okay. You can just
Okay,
hold some.
thank you.
Yeah. There is
Yeah,
a
yeah.
slight delay because of COVID.
yeah,
Samad, I understand.
yeah.
The COVID literally delayed a lot of things. Okay.
And can I ask one question more?
I think we give the option to other people also. Yeah.
Okay, okay,
No
okay.
worries, man.
Yeah.
Thank you for the
Yeah.
chance.
Thanks,
All
Samad.
right.
Thank
So
you.
the next person, Techno LC8. I mean, that's what we have you as. You can unmute yourself,
Yeah.
Techno.
Yeah. Dr. Nara, you can stop the presentation so that the screen will be wider for everyone.
Sure.
Yeah,
Yes.
thank you very much for having me. My name is James Ojera from
Hi,
the
James.
country called Uganda.
Uganda.
All
Wow.
right.
Thanks for a
Hi.
very
Welcome.
amazing presentation. Now, my question is just very simple. From various studies, especially particularly from the African perspective, we know that wellness of a human being is related to the mind, body, and soul. You know, there is that symbiotic relationship. Now, this device that you're bringing in, does it have any connection to the soul in a way that it influences it in a positive way? Thank you.
Dr. Nara, take it.
Sorry. I'm
Yeah, you can just
copying up.
close. Yeah, you can just close the share screen completely.
Yeah, that's what I'm trying to do. Okay, stop share. All right. Okay, Techno, about your question. Sorry, James, are you able to just go ahead and repeat your question? James?
Yeah, I think James, you're there. You can actually repeat your question one more time. Oh,
Hi, James.
Oh, sorry, I was
yeah, yeah.
trying to unmute and I could not unmute. No,
No
thank you.
problem.
I'm
Yeah.
saying that we know that there is always a symbiotic relationship between man, nature, and an irrevocable linkage to the spirit world. Now, if that symbiotic relation is maintained, then wellness of the human being is maintained at all times. Now, my question was that this amazing device that you have, does it have any connotation to the soul, to the spirit world that maintains this symbiotic relationship?
All right. James, the Chi Pendant 4 has no relationship to the spiritual world, although we say that it keeps a balance between the body, mind, and spirit, but It's got nothing to do with any connection to the spiritual world. All right, it's something that you wear on. It takes on the life force energy. It interacts with the life force energy from the universe, and it interacts with the human biofield to create the to create the resonance that is needed for us to protect our biofield and to balance the biofield. But it has nothing to do with any interconnection to the spiritual world. All
And
right,
that's the
and
reason why,
none of
all,
Amesqua products that are energy based has got anything to do with any spiritual enhancing or spiritual connection at all. All
and
right, they
that's,
are just
yeah.
wellness tools. Yeah, go ahead, Dr.
Just to
Shafi.
add on to Dr. Nura's reply, that's the reason why, guys, we have done a lot of scientific clinical studies to back it up with the claims. It is not just only like, for example, if you take our Amesqua Biodisc 3, we have now 4 amazing scientific studies which are published. Okay, so you cannot, somebody simply cannot come and say that, yeah, it does give you miraculous benefits, but I think it is something to do with spiritual, and then suddenly they say black magic or something. So we don't want our product, which is very, very scientifically backed up, to put it into a category where you connect with spiritual and all this stuff. Okay, it has got pure science, and we are using the technology of frequencies, resonance, and everything. Okay, and our clinical
Right.
studies are also proving the claims that we are actually, like sharing in our trainings. Okay, so keep
Right.
it to
We
science
have
purely.
Yeah, we have a question from El Haji Mansoor. Can we wear the pendant under the shirt? Yes, basically you can wear the pendant over the shirt, or you can wear the pendant within. All right, it has no problem as long as it's sitting on your heart meridian. The pendant functions to protect the entire biofield and to balance the biofield. All right, so no problem wearing it over your clothes or just barely on your chest itself.
And as I mentioned, guys, remember, when you wear it outside, what's going to happen? You're attracting a lot of prospects. And it's true.
It's
If you're
fashionable.
it's fashionable, and everybody asks. Even I
Yeah,
go out, from the passenger next to you in your flight to, go in a supermarket, everybody's eyes will be, first thing, look at your face, and then next what you're wearing on
yeah,
your neck.
it's true, Dr. Shafi, because recently I was traveling, I was away in the US, and I was just wearing the pendant, and I had strange people asking me, hey,
Yes,
is that a special pendant? I said, yes. All right. And, it just invites you
yes,
to
for a
speak
conversation.
to people. Yes, to
Very
start a
true.
conversation. And especially today, during the pandemic, people are watchful over what you wear and what you use with you on you to see whether that helps curbing with this whatever that's happening with this coronavirus and things like that. So it gives you a good opportunity to speak about immunity. All
Very
right,
true.
so I encourage you to just wear it and be fashionable about it.
And guys, we have lot of stories from various countries like Indonesia, Malaysia, even in India. I know a few people who used biodisc water, cheap, and even the older version also. They used it and they got fantastic results from all these kind of issues, whether it's COVID, early stage, like all these testimonies are real. People are getting benefited out of our products. It's all that you need to use it religiously. One thing is that you cannot simply buy and put it in a cupboard and expect results. It will never happen. You need to,
Yeah.
you must use it on a daily basis, because these products are
Now,
meant to be used.
we have a question, Dr. Shafi,
Yeah.
from Mitfal Roshan about whether we can wear the chi pendant for when we are sleeping. All right. So, Mitfal, definitely you can wear the chi pendant for when you're sleeping. All right. This is how we actually share about this particular question. Now, basically, throughout the day, you're using the chi pendant for. And if you do not have any trauma or you don't suffer from any kinds of any issues that you have, particularly, we encourage you to wear it throughout the day. And then at night, if you're uncomfortable, you can always remove it and then wear it again during the day. But if someone suffers from some kind of trauma, all right, or a post-accident condition or something, and or maybe they have a stroke and they have problems sleeping at night, then you can wear it throughout the night as well when you sleep. There's no problem. Okay, and you realize that you'll sleep even much better. But for normal people, sometimes when they wear it at night to sleep, they're unable to sleep. Some people are very highly energetic. All right. So if you don't want to use it at night to sleep, if you are, feeling normal, then you can always take it out during that time. All right. So yes, it can be used throughout, no problem. We have another question, Dr. Shafi. Okay, no, that's all. I think the other one was whether they can switch on the
Yes.
cameras. So there's no.
Actually, we
Okay,
can do, we
so-
can switch on our cameras and we take a selfie and we keep it. Yeah. Like we can share in our chat groups with everyone.
All right, we have one more question, I think from Maria Juanda. Hold on, let me unmute Maria. Hi, Maria. You can unmute yourself.
Yes, thanks, Dr. Anura and Dr. Shafi. Can we
Yeah.
get the article of the clinical trial for Pendant 3 or 4?
Pendant 4, we will be releasing during VCC. So please hold on to it. But for Biodis 3, we already have it on our social media platforms we have. You just can go to Instagram or Facebook and actually you can go back to our initial posts like last year, August, or before that, you can actually find our articles, links and everything.
But Pendant 4 will be after VCon, and and then you can actually download them.
I mean, you are actually a lucky bunch of people that we shared, that we already completed the study and the results are, unbelievable.
Phenomenal.
Yes, absolutely. So any more questions, guys? You can actually raise your hand and you can actually directly ask to us. And even if you have, please, I can see somebody from, is it Ghana, Abraham? Yeah, you can just unmute. Yeah, please unmute and ask your question.
Yeah.
I think there's a group, they want to take a picture, I think. It's so nice to see a group of people from Africa actually, attending the session. That's fantastic.
All right, I think we don't have any more questions.
Guys, for all of those from India, we are very soon, we are coming to you. These products, we are trying whatever possible things, required in order to get it, made available in India. Thank you very much.
Yeah.
And this session recording will be shared with your uplines, so you can actually reach out to them if you want a copy of it.
We have a question. I think one last question we'll take from
Okay,
Anusha.
this is our last question, Miss Anusha. You can unmute and you can ask.
Miss Anusha, you can unmute.
Hi, I've got a small question. Now, say if a child is dyslexic or having short-term memory issues, inability to learn, could this pendant actually help enhance or accentuate her brain growth? Or because as you were saying, it works with the 5 frequencies in the brain. Could this help?
Very true. It does help with ADHD, cerebral palsy, attention. ADHD is attention disorder, right? But the best age group, if you ask me, below 9 years. Understand that our brain, especially for children, it grows, systematically in an organized way up to 9 years. After that, the brain development deteriorates. That means it gets stagnated kind of stuff. Okay, so the best time period for any kind of this mentally challenged, just developmental challenges or anything, best time is below 9 years. Use biodisc water, use biolight shining on certain parts of the brain and body, and Pendant 4. Pendant 4, 4 to 6 hours a day is very, very good for kids, not more than 4 to 6 hours.
Yeah.
No need to give 24 hours like how we can wear it. For kids, 4 to 6 hours during their, for example, if they are actually going for occupational therapy or physiotherapy or any kind of activity, physical activity, let them wear it and their concentration levels will be very high.
Yeah, it balances their biofield and it works directly with the brain waves to bring a coherence. And this is very useful, especially for special kids.
And also there is another thing that you can use it with biodisc. When we do a biodisc webinar, we will also share it. Biodisc water, you can actually energize it, and that water you can convert into steam, whether it's a cold steam or hot steam, and that where kid is actually playing. You can put that steamer in one corner, let the biodisc water vapor goes into that area and let the kid breathe that air. It also helps with oxygenation of brain. It improves the oxygen levels in your brain tissues. That is something that you can hydrate the brain. Okay. So there are so many ways, there are so many things that you can do with our products. That's why our products are very unique. It is not like one supplement and all. You can experiment, you can do so many different methods. Okay, guys, thank you very much for all your time, and thank you, Dr. Nira, for also helping us understand about the technology and everyone. We are also going to do a couple of webinars on other products, okay, just before week-on. So stay tuned for next week, Tuesday. We are going to do one more similar kind of Zoom session, but with other Amesqua range of products. Okay,
Yes.
hope you enjoyed this session. And from myself and Dr. Nira, thank you very much.
Thank you very much. Yeah.
And
Stay
we
safe.
would like to see you at VCC. Thank you.
Right. Thank you.
And this webinar will be ending in 5 seconds. Thank you.